And welcome everybody to Rockingham Speedway, the Rock, for the running of the Paved Dirt 140. This is going to be the 12th round of 20 here in the Alliance Stock Car Association's 8th season of competition. And as we get closer to playout time, going to tracks like this are surely going to put on a show. And I'm once again joined here tonight by the one, the only, Levi Light. Levi, how you doing tonight, brother?
Great, man. This week's been awesome sauce.
That's right. We have a lot to talk about, especially after Chicagoland. Van Drugman almost got it done in only his third start. It ended up being another triumph for AJ Hyder. But coming to a track like Rockingham, there's not really a track like it. What can you expect here from these drivers here tonight?
A lot of stupidity. There's a lot of lanes that you can work with, but mostly the top lane. I think everyone's going to be trying to fight for that top lane. That's going to cause a lot of contact throughout the race, so chaos again.
Yeah, and we're seeing that right now in practice. A lot of these guys are getting loose here throughout practice, losing control of their cars, causing lots of issues. In every race, I want to go over what we got going on in the playoff format, and last week was a big shakeup with a lot of guys that had a good opportunity having bad nights. Another crash for Chris Lilly as well. Once again, just not really putting on the great stuff. He currently, I believe, I am pulling up the points now, I'm very certain that he is within the top 10 right now, or the top 12, I should say. But as I pull this up, when it comes to tonight's race, who are you seeing as someone to watch out for?
AJ Hyder. I don't know why. I don't know
Really?
if any of these guys are good here.
Really?
Never done anything here, but I'm going with the basic pick.
Wow, you really picked a...
Really sold that one.
Yeah, I know. You really went above and beyond with that one. Really went to your noggin right there to figure out someone. But I don't blame you there, because AJ Hyder, and oh my God. So, okay, no, I'm realizing something. So, it's come to my attention that Diego
We are
Roldan.
live?
Yeah, so you know, what?
Oh.
Yeah, no, we're live. But I'm looking at Owen Shabinsky over here. Owen appears to have taken someone's scheme. Yeah,
oh,
he
yeah.
is. Yes,
Oh,
he
yeah,
has.
yes.
Yeah, that's that's Diego Roldan's car, and it appears he's. Well, I don't even want to know how the hell this happened, and I don't even want to know what the hell's going on over there with Enriquez and Visconti fucking each other down in turn 4. Don't know what the hell's going on there.
I think Roldan should sue.
I think so too. But starting off with the bubble, there are a few guys to watch out here tonight. Right now, some guys that are safe include our top 6, AJ Hyder, James Thurston, Kayla Hankins, Aiden Walker, Jason Marshall, and Connor Ballheis. Now, Ballheis is 32 to the good, so he can, if he has a horrid day, go below the cut line, but more than likely he's safe. Starting off with Dimitri Mundros, coming into tonight 7th in points, 24 to the good. Let's see if I can find him first off. Where the hell is this 22 car? If he's even here right now, that could be another thing. There he is, I found him. Right now sitting in the pit lane. I'm trying to find him. Come on, there we go. Got him, finally, Jesus. But right now, Dimitri Munoz not doing too hot. 22nd in practice, got to pick up the pace here. He had a fantastic start to the season, going up to as much as 2nd in points. But throughout the second half of the regular season, it has been wreck after wreck, poor run after poor run. Do we see that change here tonight for us, Levi?
Not with how we're seeing on the timing board right now. It seems like he'll be mid-pack throughout most of the race, and that's where most of the trouble comes. So I think right now it's looking like those struggles will continue, and he really needs to pick up the pace. There's only 3 races here till the chase starts.
And a big shock to us has to be the guy right behind him, 17 to the good, Clinton McDonald, who won at Atlanta just a few weeks ago. We thought that win, along with his consistency, would have helped him elevate himself towards playoff contention. And while it has, he is not safe by any means. Levi, what's been going on with the 17 this season that's led to him being in this position?
Well, just some, inconsistencies here and there. Sometimes they, when they run off the pace, they are off the pace pretty badly, and so just need to find a way to stop the bleeding when they do have bad races. But other than that, they're pretty fast.
And Clinton McDonald, remember, he could have had 2 wins on the season already. Remember, on the final lap at Michigan, he was the first one on fresh tires, and clearly based on the fact that, what's his name? I already forgot his name. Who won Michigan again?
Hayden Rife.
Sorry about that. Rife, of course. Rife won on fresh tires. He was able to charge to the field on the last lap that decided to stay out. Clinton was ahead of him before he turned himself, coming to the white flag. Clinton could have had 2 wins on the season already, but that's really been the trouble spot for him all season long. Is that he's putting himself in positions where he ends up screwing himself over. Remember, he almost wrecked himself at Charlotte, too, when he was fighting for the win with Thurston because he was too busy trying to block Garrett White. So Clinton McDonald has the speed, but decision-making that he makes on the racetrack isn't really reflecting the performances that he's putting on. He's right now not doing too hot in practice either right now here, Levi. 15th on the board. He's got to pick it up for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
And you will not believe, or I guess we shouldn't be shocked about who's in 9th, but it's more of how he's gotten there. There he is with a ton of damage in turn 3 and now wrecking it. It's Connor Trafari. 9th in points coming into tonight, only 12 to the good. And we know how this happened. He got a suspension after the Chicago street race, after purposely taking out Justin Rott going down into turn 1. That comes after a disastrous start to the season where he was way outside the top 20 after the first 3 races. With just a couple races to go here, Levi, what does Connor have to do to make himself into the playoffs?
Well, he needs to just keep performing, and he's not done that, so they need to turn something around here and stay out of trouble. A lot of this has come from him just doing stupid stuff. You know, Charlotte wrecking himself. There's probably other races he wrecked himself. Chicagoland, like you said, getting suspended. So just staying clean, because he has the pace to finish pretty good in these races.
Yeah, well, he's a championship contender. He finished 2nd in the points last season. He had a late season charge there during the playoffs last season, but he just is not able to stay out of his own way. He just does decisions out on the track that just perplex me, really. If he can just cut it out for just these next few weeks until playoff time, then you have that points reset and you can go back at it. But Connor just consistently is losing his cool, putting himself in horrible positions. Connor's really got to pick it up. And speaking of putting himself in poor positions, last guy, 3 points to the good. And it has been a story to just witness for Chris Lilly, the 2-time champion. I'm trying to find him out on the track right now, but he's hard to find. He's probably wrecking himself. There he is. I found him, and look at that. He's wrecked over here in turn 3. Chris Lilly coming into tonight, the 2-time champion. 3 points to the good. The last 8 races, he has gotten involved in an accident. It has been horrible for the 2-time champ, hasn't it, Levi?
It's been horrible. Not all that's his fault, you know. Getting ran through at Chicago Street, and he was running good at Charlotte before. I believe he had made some contact and hit the wall. So, and Bristol. So he just needs to stay out of other people's way, I guess.
For sure. And I think here for qualifying, let's go on board here with, let's see who I can find. Who are you thinking of watching here?
Chris Lilly, you know, we were just talking about him. Let's see how he does.
Okay, fair enough.
See if he can turn it around.
Let me see if I can find the guy. 1 second. There he is. All right, well, he's not on the track right now. We're still waiting on him to get out here. But once he does get out onto the racetrack, we'll go ahead and watch him and see what he can do. Because there's a lot at stake right now. I mean, talking about the guys that are below the cut line right now trying to get in there. Jeremy Lewis has had an incredible last few weeks. Now 3 below the cut line. He has not made the playoffs since, I believe, season 4. Or season 3, I should say. It's been a long time for Jeremy Lewis trying to make it into what will be his 4th playoff appearance. Gabe Cazola, the rookie, only 8 out. He has not had a great season, all things considered, but when he has a bad day, it's like a 15th to 20th place day. When Lilly's having a bad day, he's dead last. So that slight consistency is able to do it. And Aiden Robertson, 9 to the good. He has a suspension on the season so far, and he's still able to put himself in position. 13th, trying to make his first playoff appearance. And I believe this is his 3rd season of competition.
This whole cut line battle is insane right now. Pretty much 15th forward is within reach of Chris Lilly this race if things just go wrong.
And right now, Lilly is trying to put
Oh, it's
down a
wall.
fast lap, a big slide through turn 1 on his second lap. He ran third the first time as Jason Marshall is right now on pole position with Diego Roldan in second. We'll see if Lilly can pick up the pace here coming to his second lap. But something tells me that entry to turn 1 is going to kill it. Lilly across the line. And no improvement for Lilly. Lilly is third. Let's see if I can find some. Here is Aiden Walker on the track, fourth on his first lap. Let's see if he can pick it up here on lap 2.
Run that bottom and slide up a little bit. Not to the top, just the middle lane. A little bit of a slide there up off the corner.
He's going to do something no one else has done. Really go all the way down to that apron. Ethan Harrison, second on the board. An incredible lap time from him. And I do want to say, I don't believe that Hyder's here tonight. But Van Drugman is, and he's in the wall going into turn 1. Or turn 3, I'm sorry. Remember, he was battling for the win at Chicago and sideways in the wall. For Van Drugman, a bad qualifying effort for the rookie. And that's going to end his qualifying run. Remember, he was fighting for the win at Chicagoland and Chicago Street. Both wins didn't go well for him. I do believe that Van Drugman, this lap that he's putting on here is just for practice sakes. I don't think this one's actually going to count.
Kirsten hit the wall in his first lap.
Hyder is here, actually. I apologize. And he's just went ahead and started his first lap. We'll see what he can do here, try to take pole position away from Jason Marshall.
He's on a second lap.
Well, he must have hit the wall in his first lap because he didn't set a time.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of people struggle with these conditions right now.
Yeah, it's a rough racetrack here, Levi. There's not a lot of grip to find. Here comes Hyder coming to the checkered flag. We'll see if this is the pole time. Nearly into the grass.
No, fifth.
Wow, shocked about that. Hyder not with a great qualifying effort at all. We're trying to find Thurston now. There he is. Thurston on the bottom here through these two corners, through 3 and 4. That's not something we saw a lot here throughout a lot of our front runners. 11th for
Diego
James.
rolled on right now. Diego rolled on is third on the board right now. Very impressive stuff right now out of Diego, which is shocking.
I mean, Diego's had a really awful time in the iRacing era, all things considered. I mean, not a single win since his championship winning victory in season 6. He's had some close calls, really. I mean, Darlington last season was really the one that really shines up to me. He was fighting for a playoff spot, but Hyder beat him in that game. And ever since then, I mean, Roldan's just been wrecking and quitting every race. He has the pace. He just really can't put a full race together.
Yeah, but he's really started turning that around these last few weeks. You know, he finished 11th at Chicagoland, led some laps at Chicago Street.
And with that, let's go ahead and take a look here as they're going to go ahead and get a bit of a warm-up here before we go green. Let's go ahead and get our starting lineup here for tonight's race. And it did that. 1 second. I'm good at streaming. Don't worry. I'm good at streaming. There we go. Got it. And it's going to be Jason Marshall on pole position, the rookie, alongside Ethan Harrison, both drivers looking for their first career ASCA Cup Series victories. In row 2, it's going to be Diego Roldan and Cormac Collins, followed by the Uprise duo of AJ Hyder and Chris Lilly. Aiden Walker, who won at Portland earlier on the season, and Christian Visconti, your Season 8 ASCA 500 champion, starts in row number 4. And moving on over here to row number 5. Ethan Fonseca Moreno starts 9th with Aina Revelo alongside. Then it'll be James Thurston back in 11th with Nicholas Bunamlik, the Season 2 D2 champion alongside. Aiden Robertson coming in tonight, 13th in the standings with Jason Samito alongside. And Landon Warren starts 15th with Aiden Smith in 16th. In row 9, it will be Logan Sully, the 2-time champion, with Connor Ballheis in 18th. Garrett White and Connor Trafari in row 10. Not a great qualifying effort by Connor Trafari. So desperately trying to make it into the playoffs. Nico Savidio with his best qualifying effort in 21st with Owen Chabinski in 22nd. Robert Eccleberry and Quinn Haley is going to be starting in row 12. In row 13 will be Oscar Enriquez and Jeremiah Brooks, followed by Ethan Moses and Dylan Fox. Connor Berkey and Clinton McDonald in row 15. It is going to be a bad night here for Clinton McDonald having to charge to the field, but an even worse one for row 16. Van Drugman and Dimitri Mundros with horrific qualifying efforts. They're going to have a lot of work to do if they want to make their way up to the front. And rounding out the rest of the field, it'll be Wayne A. Kennedy, Daniel Botting, and Jacob Mitchell rounding out the field for tonight's Paved Dirt 140. So far here in warm-up, James Thurston's figured it out. 11th in qualifying, first in warm-up here.
We're going to see a lot of trouble off the exit of these corners. They're sliding big time. Oh my god. On the exit of those corners.
Another thing we're going to be watching out here tonight here, Levi, is going to be restarts. There is not a lot of grip out on this racetrack, especially when you're getting up to speed. Do not be shocked if there's a restart or two where these guys just all pile into each other. And here at this short track, there really isn't a lot of room to go around as Nicholas Boonham like eats shit coming out of turn 2.
There's a lot of bumps on this track, so your car is constantly going to be on the edge, so that doesn't help either. We're probably going to see a first lap turn 1 wreck.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go into our race picks here, Levi. After qualifying, after practice, and after everything that we've talked about, who are you looking forward to here to get get a win here tonight?
This is going to sound crazy, but I think Ethan Harrison. I don't know
Really?
why. I just have a feeling that, you know, qualified second, I believe, and I don't know. I just trust him. He's 4th right now in the warm-up, or 2nd now, so I trust him.
So I was gonna go with a serious pick, but some has come from the corner of my eye here that I want to. Can you go find the 13 for me?
The 13? Quentin Haley?
So here's what's going on. So I don't really know what the hell's going on here with this sponsorship, but it says I love Chris Lilly. So I love Chris Lilly. And you know what? I'll say that much. I love Chris Lilly. You know, he's, you know, whenever he doesn't talk, you know, he's a pretty cool dude to hang out with. And, you know, I vibe with that. I vibe with that positive energy. So, you know what? He loves Chris Lilly. I love Chris Lilly. I'm going to go with Quentin Haley here tonight to get his first ASCA Cup Series victory.
Well, usually I'd disagree with that statement, but his favorite driver is Alex Bowman, who helped my boy Chase Elliott out this week. So,
man, you know, it's actually
I got to agree this week. I love Chris Lilly.
You know, it's actually crazy to think about, you know, that, like, Alex Bowman, like, his favorite driver, like, Alex Bowman, is, like, sucking ass.
Trash.
Yeah, right? Like, you know, he's just keeping that warm, you know, that seat warm for Austin Hill next year, you know?
Yeah, no.
What do you mean, no?
Yeah, no.
Have you not heard the
I
rumors?
hate to break it to you, man.
Have you not heard the rumors?
I don't think
you know,
anyone's rumoring about Austin
and
Hill.
Bennett are bringing a check that Mr. H simply can't refuse, you know?
Really, they might run just as bad as Alex Bowman. You know what? Hendrick should just close the 48 car down. There should just be a 3-car team. You know, screw it. And we've hit that time once again where we wonder why the warm-up is 10 minutes long.
Actually, I had a work email that I had to look at. But I will tell you what. There's some really funny sponsors here tonight. Wayne A. Kennedy's got a funny one.
Oh no, let me go find him.
Yeah, stock car for Wayne races. Wayne, I love you, I really do, but
no name. Oh, this is very creative.
Yeah, Wayne, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I really don't. All right, we all love you, but you know, you might have to wait for next season when we bring over detail. What the fuck is on the hood? There's something on the hood. What is on that hood?
Name.
He has the so he has the body panels like labeled.
He has them all named. Yes, he's got hood. He's got each individual hood pin, the hood, the greenhouse. He's
even got the camera.
This is great. You know the back bumper. Oh, the back bumper don't say back bumper. That's kind of upsetting.
Oh my god, he made it 10 minutes.
And unfortunately for him, it says stock car for winning races, but I don't think he is going to be winning any races anytime soon.
He might have to wait till D2 next season.
Is this a hint at D2? Is this going to be using our
I mean,
card?
Chris has basically confirmed that it's happening, so yeah. I guess I might as well put it out there for anyone that's right now watching that is interested in joining ASCA. We've gotten a lot of DMs from the board over these past couple of weeks. We have closed signups for this season, but it's not, we're still working on the details, but more than likely, a D2 will be coming next season. That will be a lot more open to new members that are looking to join ASCA's roster. More information will be coming out over the next few months, but if you guys are looking to get involved in ASCA action, don't worry, we are on the case, and we'll definitely be bringing that over to you guys very soon.
Can't wait to see a bunch
Jesus
of
Christ, look over here in turn 2. Visconti just ate shit.
Oh no. Jesus Christ. Is this gonna be like the truck series or something?
We don't even know the car yet, dude. Oh my god, Connor just got his shit rocked by Garrett.
I think I have a good recommendation. I think it should be the mini stock, you know.
I
It could
agree.
really show these true talents to drivers at places
I mean, there
like
was
Charlotte.
a reason we did a 2.4 hour at Loudon. We had to test those things out.
Have to be a short track only series like the truck series used to be.
That wouldn't be a bad idea.
That would be horrible, Gavin. These guys already suck. You think drivers that are considered worse would do better?
The whole point of a second division would be to figure out who the good people are.
What if we just make it a demo derby?
I mean, that's already what D1 is, so.
Okay, but we could
Especially
find
tonight,
drivers that are
like
even better
tonight,
at
dude.
wrecking. We could find drivers that are even better at wrecking. We could replace,
We could
Owen
put you in
Travinsky
there.
with someone that wrecks even more. Yes!
Yeah, we could put you in there. And I could be
a
in there.
front runner. Everyone could race.
I mean, I think that if we have a D2, maybe Daniel Botting will actually win something, which I think he should probably win some at some point.
I think if we get a Division 2, Owen Travinsky will win something.
So, I do want to show this off. Again, during warm-ups, we tend to get bored, so there's Dylan Fox's, here's Dylan Fox. Not doing too hot right now.
He's hawk 2. Oh!
Hey, chat, how about we get some picks here for tonight's race? What's the chat thinking of?
The masturbation race.
Are we thinking of a Connor Trafari? Are we thinking of a, who are we thinking about?
The race war. Oh my goodness, look at the crash on the back.
Yeah, well, I see the fucking, Jesus Christ!
Fucker! Oh my god!
These guys are on a fucking, good
That'll
Christ!
100% happen in the race. Jeez, they're still upside down. Oh, Chris Lilly's dead. Chris Lilly just
He's just
recreated
practicing
Ryan
for his impending wreck later.
Yeah. Hopefully he takes out someone. Gets pregnant.
Oh yeah, that.
You still haven't came up with anything for Dylan Fox.
It's what am I supposed to say?
Ask a race car maniac.
Yeah, same thing.
I don't know.
And with that, finally, warm-ups are done. Chat, go ahead and put in your picks here for who's going to win the Paved Dirt 140 here tonight. We're in for a pretty good show here, Levi. It is going to be 140 laps of action. I want to say it'll be flag to flag, but let's be honest. We're going to have a bit of trouble in between.
Well, if you like chaos, this is probably going to be the race for you. Unless Bristol, somehow outshines this.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I mean, especially with the playoff picture, with things getting so close here in the championship for those final few precious playoff spots, races like tonight can make or break a season. We've already seen these last few races make or break seasons for a few guys. We do have a Jason Marshall over there in the chat. Sarah Stone, biggest fan of Jason Marshall. Well, good for you, Sarah. Your guy's starting on pole position here tonight, trying to get his first ASCA Cup Series victory. We have an Aiden Arevalo fan here, and I'll tell you what, Aiden Arevalo's had a fantastic last few weeks. Back-to-back good runs during the Chicago Double at the street race and at Chicagoland Speedway. Aiden Arevalo doesn't have a bad starting spot here tonight. in 10th place here tonight. Aiden Arevalo continuing to show some very consistent speed each and every week.
Well, I talked to Aiden Arevalo because we're friends, you know, before the race, and he said, I asked him, why is he doing so good? He said, wouldn't you like to know? And then called me some stuff that I can't repeat over the chat. So that was very pleasant.
We do have a Connor Ballheis fan. Again, a great, Connor Ballheis didn't have a great qualifying effort. He's starting near outside the top 20, but he has some incredible race pace. And big thing here I want to mention is Fonseca Moreno. Now, maybe my train paints isn't up to date, but he will have to serve a one-lap penalty for not having his scheme on. That's the number 9 car. Now, possibly my train paints isn't up to date, but we'll see in a little bit. It's time for the 12th round of the Alliance Stock Car Association. Here from Rockingham Speedway, let's haul ass in North Carolina. Jason Marshall's going to lead him the green.
Both lanes got out to a fairly equal start. Marshall's going to clear him, though. Roldan on the inside for second place on Ethan Harrison down the back straightaway.
And you have to be so careful here, Levi. I mean, especially on the start of this race, such close quarters racing, guys trying to figure out what lines work, where the grip is, cold tires as well. But we are going to complete the first lap. Jason Marshall leading it over Ethan Harrison. Harrison with a big dive around the outside into turn 1 as he tries to take the lead away.
Fight for the lead. He's clear down the back straightaway to this inside lane. I don't know if he'll try it. He wants to go around that outside. It's a little bit faster. He'll roll the top, slide up a little bit. Will he get clear up off the corner?
We'll see here. Again, Ethan showing some incredible pace. Wheel to wheel across the start finish line. Ethan Harrison will lead lap 2, and he's got the lead down to turn 1. Corbin Collins coming through as well.
It's a little 3-car breakaway. This is really awesome. Look at Hyder peeking into the picture here down the back straightaway.
Yeah, and Hyder did not have a great qualifying run, at least for his standards. Started in 5th place, got around Roldan immediately, and now he's setting pace after the top 3. And you're seeing everyone running the bottom so far here in this race. You have to go back to Thurston and Arevalo side by side at the end of the top 10 as Budimlik makes contact with the 9. Oh, Aiden Arevalo into the back of Aiden Walker. Both drivers will save it, but close quarters racing here from Rockingham.
Here comes the 0-1 on the inside of Walker now.
Oh, there goes Aiden Smith into the wall with Jason Samito down into turn 2.
Still no yellow. He's sitting in the middle of the track. I guess no caution.
Well, Piers Dunn might be asleep. There was contact. We'll take a look at it in a little bit. But that was not pretty right there. Jason Marshall coming back at Ethan Harrison for the lead.
Harrison running that top lane there just a little bit. It seems to be the lane that you used to defend right now, kind of like you did early in the race at Chicagoland.
Well, I think that top has a lot more. Yeah, that top lane definitely has a lot more pace than the bottom. The big thing is they're already reaching lap traffic in Dylan Fox. Must have got involved in a crash or something because he's limping it around that inside line. But the thing about this racetrack here, Levi, is that this is going to be a tire killer. If you thought Chicagoland was bad, just you wait until to see this pace here in about 20 laps time, as we're seeing some 3-wide action going down into turn 3 between Visconti, Lilly, and Thurston. Watch out for Thurston and Lilly. They have history.
Gotten into each other a couple times last season and this season. So we'll see if anything happens there. The 80 car putting in a somewhat good run. I've not seen him all season since Daytona.
Corbin Collins on the attack after Jason Marshall. Marshall now going up to that outside line. But as I was saying before all that, running that bottom isn't the fastest way around, but it is the best way to save those tires for when they count. But Ethan Harrison, I'll tell you what, your pick here, Levi, is pulling away a bit.
Yeah, I don't know why I picked him. Well, I do, but yeah, it's working out right now. 71 trying to get on this 3-car Marshall here.
We have to go back to near outside the top 10. Battle for 8th, Aiden Walker and Chris Lilly. Lilly has been falling off a cliff. He had a great start to this race. He was into the top 5 after the first couple laps, but now he's being swallowed up by the pack. Walker's coming through. Budimlik started outside the top 10. And how about Connor Trafari? Started 20th today, and he's already making his way up to 11th and looking to get inside the top 10.
Yeah, he's worked his way up through this field early on, only 10 laps in, and just on the crack of the top 10, that 01 car is right there for 10th, and he's going to get him here in a couple laps.
Thurston gets around Roldan, had a back qualifying effort, started 11th. He's into the top 5 already. And Corbin keeps making looks to the inside here on Jason Marshall, but Marshall blocks it every time by running just a lane higher.
Yeah, kind of like Chicagoland was. The top lane is faster, but you don't want to run it. It's going to wear out your tires quick. You only want to run it if you're defending, and he's definitely trying to defend all the way up there this time.
Yeah, for sure. And again, single file throughout most of our top 10, almost our top 20. In fact, through our top 20, we have to go all the way back here to about 23rd, where you're going to find Connor Ballheis and Dimitri Mundros. Mundros started back in 32nd as they're making a little bit of contact between Servideo, Haley, and Enriquez. But Ballheis has been falling off a cliff. He's nearly outside the top 25 now.
Can't believe it, though. I thought this would be a lot more chaotic early on through this race, and Ballheis is one of those drivers that are on the cut line. Well, yeah, he's kind of on the cut line, not quite.
Yeah, well,
but
he's 32. He has a bit of a cushion, but he still can't afford to have nights like tonight where he's struggling for sure. And we're about to have a 3-man dance here for second place because Jason keeps holding up Corbin, and that's allowed Hyder to close in.
On that outside. Marshall going to use the bottom lane here. Hyder's been working this top for a little bit now.
Look at this!
3 wide.
Hyder gives the wall a little bit of a kiss coming out of turn 4. That's the first time he's done that this race. And he's going to pinch Marshall just a tad. Down into turn 1, the 2-in-1 special for AJ Hyder as he moves up into second.
Corbin Collins' frustration continues to grow. He did not get by Marshall at all through all that. And he's going to have to continue working on him.
I'm shocked by Hyder's pace. He had been ripping that top there for a couple laps, and again into the wall goes Hyder. He keeps kissing that wall on the exit of 4. I'm just worried that one of these times he's going to hit it just hard enough to where there's going to be a little bit of damage. Again, back to outside our top 20. Nearly the entire field. We have to go back all the way back here to Robert Eckleberry and Daniel Botting battling for 28th place. People are really settling in right now, and I apologize. That is not Daniel Botting. That's Connor Berkey.
Gross. We're going on the inside of the 17 car. Ballheis right behind. Van Drugman leading the group.
Quinn McDonald's falling off a cliff right now, guys. Contact! McDonald and Ballheis into turn 3. Yeah, but, not Connor, I'm sorry. Quinn McDonald is falling off a cliff right now, and that's not what he needs. He's only 17th to the good coming into tonight, being 23rd. When some of the guys behind you are right now running near the top 15 is not good news there for Clinton.
Continues to fall. All the way back to 23rd. He's got a little bit of a cushion, though, to the next car. Enriquez in the 056, who, has also struggled throughout this race and throughout most of the second half of the season. He was really fast early on, and the pace has just completely disappeared.
And Corbin has a pretty good bite here coming out of turn 2. This might be his chance to pull a bit of a slider into 3. A big dive by Corbin Collins, and he's going to clear Jason Marshall, and now James Thurston's going to get involved in the party.
James Thurston came out of nowhere. They're 3 wide again, entering 1 and 2. He's going to dive it down on the inside. Cannot clear the 71 on the entry. Still side by side on corner exit.
I really did think for a second that Collins and Marshall were going to lose another spot due to their battling, but now Collins is going to be able to surely complete this pass because Aiden Smith is being used as a pick.
Yeah. Use that lapper as a pick. That worked out. Smith got involved in that crash.
And we're going to take our attention here, Levi, to the battle for the lead. Hyder has caught Ethan Harrison. They had pulled away about 2 seconds over the rest of the field. And now they're going to settle it between themselves.
And he's caught quickly. Like you said, he started pretty bad, but has worked his way up through the field. Kind of shocking. He's been using that top lane more than others, so I wonder if it's wearing out his tires more. To the inside, he looks in the entry of 1. 77 right up on that wall, trying to carry the momentum on the exit.
All it really is going to take here is a really good bite coming out of turn 2 here, and Hyder can just sail it off into turn 1. But I'll tell you, Ethan's really good at running that top right up inches from the wall. Hyder trying to side draft Ethan Harrison down the straightaway, but it just isn't going to work. Now Hyder's going to go back up to the top and follow his line.
Well, he's going to try and get the, rotation off the exit to get underneath him. It doesn't work. He'll maybe look to the inside here. No, he'll follow him up through the corner. Like you said, trying to get that bite. Just trying to switch back and get that rotation up off the corner.
Yeah, he got a pretty good bite right there. He entered just an inch higher than Harrison did. Now the side draft begins. Here's the dive into 1 for AJ Hyder.
Oh, in the wall, the 77 got. He's not going to clear him up off the corner, though.
But that's fine. He's still even with them. This could be another diving opportunity into turn 3, but he just isn't deep enough into the corner. Harrison again into the fence, but that wall's his best friend right now, hauling him around the racetrack. Caution's out on the speedway for the first time tonight.
And I believe I know who it is. Corbin Collins.
Oh my goodness, third place. Corbin Collins with trouble.
He slowed down on the track and then came to a stop for no reason, bringing out the caution.
Let's take a look at that. I want to see what happened because we also saw smoke. I don't know if...
yeah, he locked up the brakes.
But there was smoke over in turn 3 too. So there must have been some kind of issue here for Corbin.
Did he lag out or something?
Yeah, something happened because he maybe a black screen.
Oh, I found it. Logan Soley. Oh my God, the 26 goes up and over for a wild ride.
Oh yeah, I found it here.
Flipping over the top of the 101.
What was happening here between Budimlik and Garrett A. White? I know I promised I'd stop saying the A, but yeah, I mean, here comes Soley and in Arevalo, and White's in the catch fence going into turn 3.
He just went upside down in one of the wildest ways I've ever seen. Clip that catch fencing. He kind of all started it down the back when he tagged the 01. He came up on the straight line. It's like he got loose on the straightaway and turned the 01.
Yeah, we're going to get another look here from White and Budimlik. And coming off the corner, Budimlik's going to... Yeah, I guess Garrett must have just got a little bit loose, or he just came up and just didn't understand where Budimlik was and just turns him around. Arevalo slows down for the accident. Soley doesn't. Soley just drives through Arevalo, and into the air goes Garrett White. And Aiden Robertson got a piece in that. That's a playoff contender. And right at the end of this, here comes Aiden Smith. Nowhere to go for Aiden, as he's going to run straight into Garrett. And already a bad start to the race gets even worse. That's 2 playoff drivers, really 3, that are knocked out just like that.
What a wild wreck. Never would imagine we would have seen someone get on their lid here at Rockingham, but...
I mean, that's just crazy right there. And we did have pit stops while we were watching all that unfold.
Oh, we're going green. Oh, no, they delayed it.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on right now. We have guys all over the track at the moment, so they're going to go ahead and wait just a second before we bring it back green. They are double file here. We'll have to keep that in mind here for tonight because pace laps go by real quick around here. And according to Garrett in the chat, he hit a bump, which, hey, it's Rockingham. I guess that's fitting.
Looks something that would happen in the car tomorrow.
Wayne Kennedy almost hit Ethan Harrison. Yeah, we have people trying to do their wave around right now, and especially with them being too wide, it's getting just a little close around here.
This is the greatest helmet ever.
Apparently, Ethan Harrison has chosen the outside for this restart. Levi, how are we feeling about this?
Pretty good. That seems to be his best lane. He's been making it work quite a bit here. You know, defending Hyder on that top lane. I like this pick.
we'll see how it goes here on the restart. A big shout out here to Thurston, who's found himself into 3rd place after all this is set and done, after starting in 11th. So far, so good. And Dimitri Mundros is now right outside the top 10 after he started 32nd. So it's been a great night so far by the 22 Dimitri Mundros. Need to have a good run to stay within playoff contention. And we're seeing that going on right now. As we're going to be coming out of turn 4 here to start lap 29. Ethan Harrison and AJ Hyder on a fresh set of rubber are going to go to battle here for the lead. Green flag. And Hyder did have the control. Must have beat Harrison off pit road. Harrison misses a shift. Marshall darts to the bottom, blocking Walker. Thurston going for second as Roldan makes it 3 wide around the outside.
Neville's out here early, making it 3 wide. Trying to clear Marshall for 4th place. Bad restart for the second. Comes around.
And there it is, 9 for 9. Chris Lilly wrecks again. Van Drugman, the rookie's in it, along with Dimitri Mundros. Wayne A. Kennedy runs through the back of Robert Eckelberry. And once again, more trouble for our playoff contenders, Chris Lilly and Dimitri Mundros.
Just entering 3, he was side by side. Or no, he wasn't. The 9 just sent it in.
Oh, wow.
And wrecked him.
Well. Now, that is the 9, not to be confused here with Connor Trafari.
He doesn't even have a proper paint scheme.
Yeah, I don't know how he didn't get a penalty. He just runs through Chris Lilly. That is Fonseca Moreno, who's supposed to be in the 87, Van Drugman, and Dimitri Mundros. Nowhere to go. Look at the 15 that somehow, he almost got through there after slamming on the brakes. Robert Eckelberry and Wayne A. Kennedy made sure that didn't happen and slammed into the back of him. And once again, another accident for Chris Lilly. 9 for 9. And I'm keeping count when it comes to wrecks. And this is the type of stuff that's costing Lilly a chance at making the playoffs for the first time in his Cup career. And we'll get a good look right here from the grandstand cam. Just look at this dive here from Moreno going into turn 3.
Even really a crazy dive. He just misjudged that so poorly. Absolute horrible, awareness right there.
A lot of drivers on pit road, including Lilly. Lilly understands what's going on right now, that he needs to try to find some way. He cannot miss these playoffs. That would be a gut punch to him. But now, we can go back to something a little bit more familiar here, Levi. AJ Hyder, James Thurston on the front row. And I want to ask you this. Who do you think the faster driver is right now? Hyder started 5th. He's up to 1st. Well, Thurston started 11th, and he's up to 2nd. And it only took him 30 laps to do it.
I think they're equal here. I think we're in for a really good battle here. I think they're pretty much the same on pace, and we're going to see them go at it here for this lead.
And watch out for row 2. Ethan Harrison has shown that he's got some race-leading pace, and Diego Roldan is hungry to get back to victory lane. It's going to be an exciting restart here between Hyder, Thurston, Harrison, and Diego Roldan. Watch out for our pole sitter, Jason Marshall, watching on in 5th. As we're coming to the restart zone, let's have a good old-fashioned battle between rivals. Hyder and Thurston leading them to the green.
Hyder got a really good jump on that bottom lane. The top lane's not, rolled off to a great start both times here today.
Yeah, Hyder's out of here.
Inside. Oh.
Walker's going to have the outside line here on Jason Marshall for 5th, going down into turn 3. We've seen that outside be the preferred way around the racetrack on speed. Here comes Thurston looking low on Hyder, coming out of turn 4, gets back in line as they go into 1.
Going to 1, all those top 3 drivers ripping that top lane, just trying to get more rotation out the corner. Thurston not able to get there to the inside that time to try and side draft him. We'll see if he follows him down. Running a little bit higher, but pretty much both on the bottom lane. Trying to get up underneath him. He does off the corner exit.
Yeah, really good corner right there from Thurston. I think he wanted to get a little bit lower there in the center, but Hyder was blocking that. Now Hyder sliding up the racetrack into the wall. A rare mistake from AJ Hyder, not the first that he's made tonight. And James Thurston takes the lead.
These conditions out here today are crazy. You know, it's wild when even, you know, the best driver in the league struggling. He got loose up on that top lane. We're seeing a lot of drivers struggle for grip. Really hot and slick out there today.
And now it's Harrison making contact with Hyder down to one, trying to side draft him back like how Hyder did to him earlier. But yeah, this time Harrison's going to have to concede. Now Hyder's got to get back into a rhythm and chase down his old rival. And it's just amazing how James Thurston's season started so horrible. And he's really turned it around the second half of the season. He has shown multiple times he can outduel AJ Hyder. And he's showing it again here tonight.
Wasn't even that. He was still in the chase in the playoff standings, but you know, for his standard, it was pretty bad. And completely turning things around. Here comes Harrison back on the inside. Had a good run, peeked at it. Didn't care, he got blocked.
Yeah, Harrison, I don't think, wanted to be on the bottom because he knew that there was really no point. He wasn't going to be able to make that pass. So he'll fall right in the dirty air of AJ Hyder. He's going to go back up to the outside, down to one, trying to pick up another big run coming out of turn 2.
See if it works this time off the corner exit. He's just not close enough to even have it matter. So they'll both slot in line and now set their eyes on James Thurston, who Hyder is running down.
Battle going on here for 6th.
Hyder, how did he not wreck? Oh my God.
Love that your mic cut out. I had no idea what was going on. But yeah, Hyder with a mistake, and that's allowed Harrison to get right back up to him. The battle continues here for 2nd place.
That should have been a wreck. I don't know how he held on to that.
Harrison with another big run here. Here he goes. Inside. Here on Hyder. Coming down the front straightaway. They'll be wheel to wheel into turn 1.
I don't know if Hyder's going to be able to hold on. He's definitely overheated his tires with that big slide right there. Going to get the good run up off the corner. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Hyder is not catching a break. That's really his big problem right now, is that Harrison keeps coming back with these big runs. Here comes another right here, coming down the front straightaway. He can't focus on cooling down those tires to catch Thurston. He's too busy playing defense on Ethan Harrison. Another slight mistake from Hyder that time as he slid on the entry to turn 1. And again, Harrison taking a peek to the outside through the center of 3 and 4. He had to check up. And Thurston has now put the gap over to about 0.6 of a second. Hyder continuing to play defense, covering the inside on entry, sliding up just a bit in the center. Here comes another run from Harrison down the back. Once again, he's going to choose to back off it, coming down to turn 3. I'll say this much. I'm shocked that Harrison is choosing not to go to the inside into turn 3. You would prefer to have Hyder use up his stuff by running the top, where he's shown multiple times where he's not as comfortable. Hyder again around the outside will hold on the second, but Harrison's right on his heels. Now Harrison's going to chill out just a little bit and run that bomb. I think this will give Hyder just a little bit of breathing room before impendingly trying to go back after Thurston or possibly defending from Ethan Harrison. Down to 1 once again goes Hyder with Harrison up top. But I don't think anything's going to come up, and I think now Hyder's got a chance to breathe and can go after Thurston now. Aiden Walker in 4th, Jason Marshall in 5th. Visconti got around rolled on. He's in 6th in only his 2nd start since his ASCA 500 triumph. How about Jeremiah Brooks? Right now, on pace in 7th place. This has been by far his best run of the season, possibly of his career, after his early suspension after Bristol. Or I think it was Dover, I apologize. But it's been a really rough 3rd season here for Jeremiah Brooks. And he's really turning around here tonight. Great job there by him. And Connor Trafari, again, started 20th here tonight. He is up into 8th. And Corbin Collins, after having some trouble possibly with his pedals, was able to recover and is back up into 9th here. But Diego Roldan falling off a cliff with a little bit of right rear damage there on the rear of that number 99 machine. He's back to 10th, and Oscar Enriquez started 31st. He is coming up here to 11th, catching Roldan here for position. And Levi went somewhere. I am now alone. I was wondering why he magically disappeared. Well, hopefully he'll come back soon. Caution's out on the speedway here on lap 47. And it is for Quentin Haley. First race of the season. And there's been trouble there for Haley. Let's take a look at that and see what happened. Oh, what the heck? So this starts over here with Connor Berkey, Connor Ballheis, and Aiden Robertson. Let's see what happens down here in the 1. Now, this was a battle here for 16th place. And, yeah, I mean, this is just a big overdrive by the 15 of Connor Ballheis running through Robertson into Connor Berkey. And how does the 13? 13 tries to avoid Robertson, goes on the apron, just straight lines back up into the 88 and into the air goes Quentin Haley right in front of Nico Servideo, and around he goes into the inside wall. That is a second airborne crash we've had here at Rockingham. And Levi is back with us. Levi, you have missed an astounding accident.
Did I miss another flip?
You missed another flip.
What? They're flipping again?
Yes, sir.
I gotta see a replay of this. Hold on. Well, my iRacing still not came back, but let me go on the stream. My sister unplugged the wrong box thinking it was the Nintendo charger. It was
Fantastic.
Not. It was the Wi-Fi.
Right here. And he's gonna come up like the 88 isn't there, and into the air goes
He
Quentin
didn't
Haley.
flip. He ain't flipped. That's a near flip. But still, Jesus Christ, what is happening tonight? What is this, Talladega?
Apparently.
Well, that's next week. God. Alright, I gotta leave and rejoin the session.
Well, while you do that, we're going to be getting set here for another restart. And a bit of pit strategy here. Hyder chooses to pit along with race leader James Thurston. That gives the lead over to Ethan Harrison and Jason Marshall. Corbin Collins, Connor Trafari, Oscar Enriquez, Diego Roldan, Landon Warren. Then it's going to be Clinton McDonald and Nico Servideo all choose to stay out. Hyder beat Thurston off of pit road. And this is going to lead to an interesting restart. The top 8 have chosen to stay out. The top 9, I should say. This is going to lead to some exciting action as they fight the jostle through the field. We'll see what the tire disadvantage looks like here for our top 9 as we're coming to the restart on lap 50. Pace car makes the left-hand turn on the pit road. Ethan Harrison and pole sitter Jason Marshall bring him back to the green in a big checkup in the mid-pack.
Don't spoil it.
Into turn 1, Corbin Collins around the outside on Marshall. Oscar Enriquez on the outside of Trafari has to check up. Here comes Corbin from stopping on the track, going for the lead with a big dive on Ethan Harrison into turn 3. Caution's back out on the speedway.
Oh, no.
Crash into turn 3. Clinton McDonald is in it. Big damage on the front end for Clinton McDonald. And what was already a bad race for our playoff contender has now turned into surely a race ender for Clinton.
Well, it's a bad night to be on that playoff bubble. Seems like everyone on that playoff bubble's been getting involved in something. It's finally popped up on the stream. Did he flip over this time?
Well, let's take a peek at what happened. And nope, they were going 4 wide down into turn 3. Great stuff there. So here comes Hyder through the middle on Landon Warren. And here comes Thurston. A little bit of contact almost between Hyder and Landon Warren. Thurston's going to make it 4 wide as Landon Warren hits the wall. He's going sideways. Hyder goes down the track into Clinton McDonald, who gets into Thurston. Then Brooks gets into Aiden Walker, and there's the right hook hard into the wall for Clinton McDonald, and another hard hit for Aiden Smith in for the 94. And multiple calamities there down the back straightaway leads to a race ender for Clinton McDonald.
Walker was caught up in this. A lot of good drivers. What a big hit. Got all fours up off the ground. To me, the angle you showed on the thing makes it look like that was kind of, started with Hyder, and it was kind of his fault.
Yeah, this definitely was on Hyder that caused the initial stack up. Landon Warren hit the wall, and he turned just a little bit to the left to avoid a possible overcorrection. But the problem was Landon Warren had it saved. He just came down and kind of chopped the 17 just a tad. So,
well, the 23 is lucky because, we're going to see this probably another time tonight. The back straightaway wall is angled at a weird angle, and everybody that's watching already knows this because, the 13 flipped almost. So you could have flipped over if you hit that part of the wall.
Aiden Smith, as retired from the race, he had a very not nice thing to say on the chat about the racing. So that's unfortunate there for him, getting involved in 3 accidents back to back to back. That is not what you want to see for Aiden Smith. Remember, he was a playoff driver last season, and he has had a horrific second season, and it's only getting worse. And a very exciting turn of events there. Corbin Collins now to the lead of the race with a big dive into turn 3. Collins now has the lead over Ethan Harrison. Then it'll be Trafari, then Marshall, then Roldan, then Enriquez. Another thing I want to mention here is that we have already lost nearly half of the field already. And we're not even halfway yet. That's how big these crashes have been. And that's how important it is to avoid them.
Not a lot of room.
And we're going to try it again here. As we approach halfway, now it's Corbin leading up to the green with Ethan Harrison chasing. We're back underway.
Restart from that 71. We've not seen the top lane really roll on the restarts, but look at the 9 car to the inside. Big aggressive move.
Connor Trafari trying to take the lead as we see Hyder making it 3 wide. Coming into turn 1, side by side between Collins and Trafari as they go down into turn 3.
24 almost got into the back of Marshall there. Real close call right there as the 9 and the 71 continue to battle it out for the race lead. He'll get clear.
Thurston got around Hyder on that restart. Hyder getting held up by all the slower traffic. Thurston again with another big 3-wide move. He chooses smartly to back out of it and shoves his nose between Roldan and Harrison as they go down into turn 3.
Bad entry, gonna squeeze the 51 a little bit. Here comes the 87 on the inside of Jeremiah Brooks.
And Hyder's trying to be patient about, but he's lost a lot of time. Now it's Thurston's turn to shy as he's going around the outside. Here he comes with a run. Trafari coming out of turn 2.
99 got real loose there on exit. He's struggling for grip. Here comes Thurston.
If you want to see the advantage of fresh tires, you're seeing it right now. Thurston jostling through the field as Brooks sideways, dead sideways, coming out of turn 4, but he holds on to it.
Oh, the 77 up into the wall. 77's not been as great since he lost a little bit of track position. Hyder now on the back bumper of the 9 car.
Thurston takes the lead over Corbin. Hyder trying to chase. Hyder on the inside on Trafari. Now to the inside on Collins. Trying to get the 2-in-1 special again. Hyder will get it coming to the line.
4 pretty much gets sorted out. Look at Roldan on the
bottom. Contact! Trafari turns Corbin Collins! And he's going to save it. Almost. He's got it saved. But contact between Trafari and Collins. And once again, another mishap for Corbin. Let's take a look at that real quick.
Oh, that was netcode.
And let's see here. I mean, I have to admit, that's a tough one to call right there.
I mean, he did come down on him. There is neck
Yeah.
better than play, but I think he did come down on him.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, Connor was definitely looking to the inside and just kind of chopped him like he wasn't there.
He continues to fall back now to the 80 car. Or the 080, I should say.
All the way back down to Visconti. And now, an interesting top three. James Thurston continuing to pull away here from Hyder. Jeremiah Brooks, I don't know how he's done it, is having the run of his Cup career right now in third on pace, pulling away from fourth. Right now, Visconti runs fourth, Trafari in fifth, Ethan Harrison in sixth, Roldan in seventh, Jason Marshall, your pole sitter, in eighth. Then it's going to be Fonseca Moreno in ninth, and then Landon Warren rounding out the top 10 as the battle for eighth is heating up.
It's Ethan to the inside of Marshall. We saw him make a little bit of contact with Lilly earlier in the race. Marshall, ever since the start of the race, kept steadily falling. He loses another spot as now Warren sets his sights on him. And he'll go to the inside this time, wrapping that low lane. Walker looking to join in on this battle. Look at the exit he's going to get.
Yeah, it has not been a great pit strategy here from Marshall, choosing to stay on. It's not worked out for him one bit. As now Moreno goes around the outside on Roldan. The guys on fresh tires simply picking off the pieces as they're trying to gain some precious track position. Roldan's going to try to hold off this one, but frankly, Moreno's going to have everything forward. Now he's going to split the middle from the outside to the inside. Goes Moreno, the 2-1 right there, getting around Roldan and Harrison.
Good job making work of him very easily. Walker now starts this fight.
Warren down the inside here on Marshall. This is for ninth. Warren has had an awful season so far, not even in playoff contention anymore after making it in easily last season. He's going to get around that inside. Best run of the season so far for Landon, and it's going to continue as he's going to go up to ninth. Here comes Aiden Walker now trying to pick off here on Roldan and on the 77 of Ethan Harrison.
Pressure tires in these guys, so it should be pretty easy. Not going to clear him up off the corner, but we'll probably get him now down into 3.
Moreno got around Trafari. Now he's into the top 5 as up ahead. Jeremiah Brooks gave it up there to Visconti. Visconti, your ASCA 500 champion this season, and his second star of the season is in third place. Walker makes quick work of Harrison and Roldan as they continue to fight for position. Now it's for 8th, but Landon Warren will surely be picking off soon. And how about Connor Ballheis, after getting involved in that wreck earlier, still with the damage, showing some real good pace now as he goes around the outside to get into the top 10.
Got involved in that crash earlier. Needing a bounce back day, you know, he's got a cushion to the cut line like you said earlier, but, you know, doesn't want to lose that cushion. Plus 32.
Yeah, he's got a lot of pace right now, especially more than Warren as he gets around him. Now he's going to have some more points to feed off of here as he catches Roldan and Harrison. These guys are just going to continue to fall down the order. They have not picked the right strategy to really work with right now, and it's going to cost them big time.
Yeah, they're going to need a caution here in the next couple of laps as their tires continue to fall. But, you know, this brings back our point from earlier in the race. Tires are out real quick here, and it's just proving it even more. Walker now on the outside of Trafari. Trafari gives it up.
Yeah, easy pass here. Nothing you can do. Now Ballheis on the outside on Roldan. And again, when it comes to these guys, I mean, Roldan's just going to go ahead and give it up. There's no reason to fight.
Yeah, and he's got a little bit of a cushion to the next guy on new tires.
You want to know someone that's lost his cushion? Look at the battle for the lead. James Thurston now within 2/10 here of Hyder. Hyder's caught him now. We're about to have a good old-fashioned battle between these two once again.
Seen them battle a couple times throughout this season now that Thurston's picking up the pace. Getting ready to see another one here for the race lead. 70 laps in.
Yeah, we just passed the halfway point here at Levi, and Thurston really is showing some incredible pace. Top 2 in the championship. are going to go out here for the lead. And right now, they're both holding that bomb pretty good. But all it's going to take here is one good run, and Hayer's going to move up top. We'll see what happens going down to turns 3 and 4.
Thurston
there
plus
it is.
84 to the cut line. Yeah, he looks to the outside. One good race for Thurston. He's pretty much locked in after this thing on the outside, squeezing him in the wall a little bit.
And now Thurston's going to be trapped down on the bottom. Hyder with a big dive around the outside and whipping it around the outside. No contest. Hyder to the lead.
Oh, it's going to be a pretty boring pass there, honestly.
I honestly thought he'd fight a little bit more, but maybe Thurston's picking up something from Hyder's own playbook, just saving those tires, waiting for the opportunity to pounce.
The whole field's pretty much calmed down right now.
About time.
Harrison gets in the wall again. He's about to get passed by Bolheis, who's on new tires. It was kind of calm at the start of it, you know, picked up through the middle of it with that chaos and those cars going up flying through the air, but now things have chilled out some.
Bolheis around the outside, now looking inside here on Harrison, coming out of turn 2. He's going to have a pretty good run here down the back. Going to go up to the wall. Harrison's going to block. Harrison is not going to give up the spot, even if there is a tire deficit, forcing Bolheis to the bottom line. As we're down to the wall.
Hold on, Kitty, hold on to what he does. Warren gets by him. I thought he was going to come down into Warren and cause a crash.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I mean, Roldan is, I mean, we've seen this before. He's in a position that he isn't favorable in, and he starts making mistakes. That's been the story of his iRacing era career so far. And if you're Connor right now, you're probably getting a little upset because Ethan Harrison keeps taking away your line.
Yeah, eventually you got to just say screw it, send it down in there. Can't just sit behind him and wear out your tires until they're pretty much equal. Drive down deep, right up on the wall, try and get up under him on the corner exit like we've seen multiple times tonight, and then try and bring that quarter panel back, but not going to be able to get there.
Ethan is just making things really difficult. I'm wondering if we're getting to that point here in the run where the tires are really starting to even out here a little bit, because Connor can't seem to really run the bomb the way that he wants to right now, especially with Ethan in the way. Now this time he's going to have a shot, because now Connor Berkey's in the way. He's going to have to run the bomb right here unless Connor gives it to him here going into turn 3. And yeah, there you go. Connor's just going to go ahead and give it to him here.
He gave it hawk to him. Oh, that was horrible.
You are... I'm going to kick you out of here. I can get a different commentator. You're easily replaceable. I just want you to know that.
There's only one Levi Life out there, man.
Thank God.
Oh.
That was mean. I'm sorry. Here comes Connor, and this is going to be his chance here. Bolheis to the inside here on Harrison. We'll see if he can use whatever tire advantage he's got left to get around Harrison, but I'll tell you what, Ethan is not giving this up again around the outside. Bolheis has to get back in line.
He's fighting him really hard, really aggressive right now. Just trying to hold on to this spot. 8th place, that is. He's got the pace to, you know, maybe win this race if things to go right, but needs some track position. Bolheis to the inside.
Nothing coming out of turn 4. Again, you have to be running that top. That's such a good defensive line around this racetrack. Whatever you do, especially on tires this old at this point, simply aren't going to work. If you're Bolheis right now, what you got to do is you really just got to sail it in here. Get a run like that. Get alongside and send it into turn 3. But Bolheis really can't do that right now with Harrison blocking his only way through.
If I'm getting this fed up with Harrison, I'm booting him out the way at this point. You got to use that bumper a little bit some. It's short track. Get them arms out. Use them.
Moreno just got around Brooks. Now Moreno's getting up into the top 4 while Brooks continues to fall back.
Bolheis, something wrong with Bolheis. He's really slow. Got in that wall.
Oh yeah, big trouble there for him. And a lot of big trouble as well for Enriquez all the way down on the bottom line. And Bolheis is now falling back about a second here on Ethan Harrison. He's got to pick it up here if he wants to get back up to his bumper.
Leaders are in some lap traffic now.
Yeah, there it is. That's Daniel Botting, Dimitri Mundros just trying to pick up points where they can. Next up is Connor Berkey. And I'm shocked by Thurston's pace or lack thereof right now. I mean, he's fallen back to over a second, just a couple laps. I really thought that he would have put up more of a fight, but I also didn't expect Hyder to have such an advantage.
Neither. I figured they'd be pretty much equal, but clearly not the case. Thurston, like you said, losing a bunch of time.
Because the only thing I'm thinking right now is that he's saving hard, but there has to come a point here soon where, you got to start, putting up the pace a little bit. And Roldan continuing to fall. Now he's back to, I believe that is going to be 13th place, or 12th place, I'm sorry. This tire strategy is not working out for him one bit. Now he's falling into the clutches here of Jason Marshall and Oscar Enriquez here for position.
Fall off has been really bad. He's clipped the wall a couple times, got some damage. Oh, gonna get up in the wall a little bit again there. We said it in the pre-race a couple weeks ago that he's got the pace to run good. He just always screws himself over. And right now it's shaping out that way again.
Yeah, for sure.
Enriquez now trying to get to the inside of Marshall. They're going to be side by side across the line, entering turn number 1.
We'll see if Enriquez can do it. That bomb has no grip right now. The top is where you want to be, even with a tire advantage. Enriquez trying to hold it steady, but even he can't get a run. Coming out of turn 2, has to get back in the line. Now he chooses to go up top, and he's got to slam the fence down instead.
It kind of
helped
didn't
him.
Hurt him that much. Yeah, it helped him.
Oh, but Marshall blocks him out of 4.
Whew. He did the Roblox wall ride right there, and it ended up working out. He's going to try it again, and it's going to work. He's going to get down to the inside and stay there on corner exit, and then lose that little bit of momentum halfway down the back.
He's just got to start wall riding here. Yeah, he's got to do it again here. He's got to keep using that wall because that's where the grip is. While that's going on, Lilly on the inside on Corbin for position as well after he got involved in that wreck earlier.
He has to get a 1 out of 3 for wall tapping here.
And that's considering, watch this, Hyder's caught them. They're all fighting not just for position, but to stay on the lead lap.
He got real sideways there down the back straightaway. Now he's on the inside. They're all in the wall. They all just popped.
And Hyder is trying to tiptoe his way around this.
Chris Lilly got upset over it on the radio like it's Roblox racing.
Corbin in the wall. Lilly on the inside ain't going to work while Hyder's trying to get around Enriquez. Enriquez trying to get around Marshall.
See where Marshall goes here. He'll go bottom and block the leader.
That's where he feels comfortable right now. Hyder's not going to do anything about it. He's just going to go even deeper and get around him.
Here comes Enriquez on that outside.
There you go. You got it now. Never mind. Marshall sends it in deep. Enriquez off the wall. Back down to the inside. Here comes Lilly. Marshall goes around into the wall. Everyone's going to save it, but not without a little bit of paint being traded.
The fact that this is working is insane. This is a crazy strat, just to pop the wall down and get the run up the corner. See if Marshall tries to do it on Lilly here.
And that's considering Thurston's now getting involved too as he tries to get around the slower traffic. Lilly on the inside, Enriquez now. Lilly making his way up.
This isn't what Thurston wants to see. They're both side by side, so it's going to be harder to get by them. Enriquez popped that wall again a little bit.
Lilly, even after getting involved in a wreck earlier, is showing some really good pace here later on in the run. He has now moved up into 13th place as Enriquez is trying to drift it into 1.
Real sideways there. We'll see if Lilly starts to get together again. Whoa, down the back straightaway.
Yeah, these guys are really starting to run out of grip. I mean, Enriquez is just slamming the fence on every end of the speedway, causing permanent damage to the car for sure. That's going to allow Corbin to get by him now. And we'll see if Thurston can get around Lilly here, because remember, these two have history, and Lilly is blocking Thurston around the outside right now.
He needs to do that.
Enriquez spins! There it is!
Head on into the wall. His day's done. He's smoking. destroyed. No caution.
And
still.
Brooks goes around too as he makes contact with Aiden Walker. They're fighting for a position. This is for fifth.
Still no yellow.
No yellow for that. Okay. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, what? He's a lap car. Who cares?
And Walker gets around Brooks for good this time. Brooks trying to hold on to what he's got left in that race car. The last driver that hasn't pit under that last caution, holding on. And just like that, Brooks is down to 6th. And while that's going on, the battle for 13 up, Visconti's been caught here by Moreno.
Moreno's pace here late in this thing has been pretty impressive, actually, after that contact with Lilly. With about 4 to go.
He's had some really good pace in his few starts as a rookie this season. He had a great run going at Dover. And he's showing it once again here on the short track scene that he has got the pace to match. Visconti, I'll tell you what, I was not expecting this great pace here from Christian Visconti. I always consider him to be a super speedway ace, which he is, as they're racing right around Jason Marshall, having to be careful about that. But Visconti is showing some incredible pace at short tracks too.
He's just driving around with his engine blown, waiting for the caution. That's great.
Well, and eventually that motor is going to run out of steam, and he's going to be stopped on the track. So
Caution's
out there, and I'm wondering, is that
Aiden Robertson and Ethan Harrison.
Whoa! Oh, that's not good.
Oh, he just drove into there, and oh my God!
Let's take a look at that and see what happened.
So according to him, he was looking at the relative and drove in and walled them both, and wrecked them both.
Well, let's see here. Aiden Robertson and Ethan Harrison. And, I mean, yeah, that's just Aiden driving with his head up his ass and just completely wiping himself out, and Ethan Harrison in the process.
Well, there's nothing out of the norm.
Yeah, that's just silly. I mean, Aiden was having a really good night, too, all things considered, especially considering a lot of his... And you can see Ethan showing his displeasure, just driving him down the track. Now that's just silly. And you can see Ethan's just running into him the whole time, just wondering, what the hell are you doing? And, you know, maybe one suspension wasn't enough, Levi. Maybe we should give him a second.
Yeah, he might get one after the night. Really stupid move.
I mean, yeah, that's just silly. I don't know what you're really doing right there. But obviously, Aiden, not really... I mean, if he's looking at his relative, I mean, I don't know why you're doing that and not paying attention to what's going on around you. But, yeah, I mean, yeah, he just drives in there and completely takes himself out along with Ethan Harrison. So that's just a really silly accident. But what do you expect from Aiden?
Couldn't expect anything else.
And everyone's coming into pit road. Obviously, we need to get some fresh tires on these guys because the tires were really starting to fall away. This will also allow Hyder and Thurston to have a fresh reset. They'll be able to go at the same tire. Moreno gets around Christian Visconti. Visconti has a really bad pit stop and falls back to 5th. Walker to 4th. Brooks is now 6th. Trafari in 7th. Warren in 8th. And how about this? The 94 car having a really good run, I think. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he might be a lap down, actually. But a lot of these guys here, Corbin, Marshall, and Dimitri, they're going to be on old tires here, some of them with damage, but being on the lead lap, trying to catch that restart caution, might just be what makes the difference here at tonight's race. And I'm only counting 8 cars right now 10. That is the amount of people that are currently still on pit road trying to repair their damage. Berkey's trying to get up here. Lily's trying to get up here along with Servideo. A lot of these guys are going to be coming around the track right at the nick of time here for this restart. We'll be coming back here with about 40 laps to go. Hyder and Thurston, followed by Moreno and Aiden Walker. Let's see if we can race it all the way to the checkered flag, to the restart zone, and we are back underway.
Restart from Hyder there again. The top line didn't get going too well. We'll see if the 87 tries to get to the inside of Thurston. Not going to be able to do it.
Thurston's got a really good bite here coming out of turn 2 as they go side by side. Visconti and Walker with Trafari and Brooks watching on.
Trafari, this strategy ended up working out for him fairly well. He got the track position and new tires. Whoa. Close call. Walker cleared out. Visconti going to sit it on the inside.
Well, that's going on. Trafari now around the outside of Visconti. Brooks trying to get in line 2 to get involved in this train around the outside of Christian. And now three-way contact!
Sideways! Held on to it. What a save.
Connor with a big save. Yeah, Visconti just got into him coming out of the corner. Connor got really aggressive, tried to split the middle. Now Brooks is under attack. Brooks takes out Visconti!
Just dumped him. Head on into the wall. Uncalled for.
They were driving stupid back there, and that is going to be a big relief for some of those guys that stayed out, including Boudreaux, Corbin, and Jason Marshall. And the engine has let go for Christian Visconti. What was a really good night, a top 5 run. It's now over. And we're going to go back here to the beginning of all that. Coming through the middle of 3 and 4. Here's the original contact here between Connor Trafari and Christian Visconti. And, that's definitely a exit kind of corner kind of deal. But, yeah, I think that was definitely Visconti just coming up just a little bit too much. Connor coming down just a little bit. But everyone saves it.
Onboard. I want you to go on that onboard of that 9 car and watch the wheel, man. That was a crazy
We can take a look at that here in a second. But watch Brooks right here coming out of turn 2. There really isn't else too much to it. He just comes up. Car clearly gets a little loose, loses the back, and he just wipes him out. Clearly Jeremiah's fault. That's not the first time he did that. He did that at, I believe it was Dover a few months ago with Chris Lilly. That's what gave him that suspension that
That's Bristol.
Or Bristol, I apologize. I thought it was Dover, but maybe I was wrong. You know what? You're right. It was Bristol, but yeah, not a pretty picture there at all there for Christian. He was having such a good night. And once again, we're going to have another rack at it. Man, these restarts are getting intense. It's Hyder over Thurston. How about rookie Moreno? He is in the 9 car, but he is supposed to be the 80. Ethan Fonseca Moreno, right now, in both of his previous starts, got top 10 finishes, putting on a career performance right now in 3rd. I don't know if he has the pace to go after Hyder and Thurston, but being the best of the rest surely isn't a bad way to continue your rookie season, isn't it, Levi?
No, it's not. And also, I just want to say, when my Wi-Fi came back on, it reset everything on iRacing, and he's in the right paint scheme. Our trading paints was just broken.
Fantastic. Well, hey, probably should update your paint before the race there, buddy. Anyway, we're not going to worry about that now. We have racing to get back to. Hyder and Thurston, once again, Hyder has beat him every single time, but an interesting choice here. Hyder's going to choose the outside this time. We have not seen that outside work out on any restart yet. We'll see if it works out now. It's the control line. Thurston's going to get right up to the door here with Aiden Walker, Moreno right behind, followed by Landon Warren and Connor Trafari in row 3. We're back underway.
Restart there from Hyder there. Gonna clear Thurston into 1 and 2. Walker on the outside of the 87 here. Oh, gonna get up the track a little bit.
Moreno and Walker side by side down the backstretch heading into turn 3. Leaning on each other just a bit, mere inches from one another as Trafari watches on. Side by side, Moreno sideways coming out of turn 4.
He didn't lose any speed somehow. Hanged in there with him. That was very impressive.
Thurston on the inside here for the lead. Here on Hyder, it's going to be close. Merely getting together there for a second. Thurston backs out of it. What could have been another accident out of turn 2 was saved once again. Good racing between the top two as the three-man dance here for third continues. Now Trafori around the outside on Moreno as Warren blocks Marshall behind.
So this pace that this 9 car has, if you get some track position, I think he could drive out to the front. Him and Walker, I think, could drive out to the front.
Yeah, right now, Moreno falling back now to 5th as Thurston's putting a ton of pressure here on Hyder for the race lead, both on the bottom through 3 and 4. Thurston seems to have a lot more pace this time to contend for the win.
Both going to go top lane here. Walker, or Hyder, fucking hell. Thurston just a little bit lower.
Yeah, but Hyder's doing some pretty good mirror driver right now, Levi, blocking whatever lane he goes. This time, Thurston's going to go a little higher. Hyder's trying to match, but it ain't going to work. We'll see if Thurston can build up a little bit of a run here coming out of turn 4.
Not quite. Lost a little bit of time there.
Moreno now under attack here from Marshall. This is for 5th. Marshall on the inside. Moreno on the outside. A lot of shade through turns 1 and 2 and down the back. That's going to increase grip as the track temperature falls. It's going to be Marshall with the advantage. A lot more grip on the inside. Jason Marshall, your pole sitter, back up into the top 5.
Yeah, this big clouds cover the track. The grip's going to start to go up a little bit here. Starts to peak out a little bit.
Slowly but surely, Hyder begins to pull away here from Thurston. Just every corner. He's able to run that bottom just a lot better than Thurston can run the top. And normally it's supposed to be the other way around. The top's supposed to be the best way around the track, but Hyder's putting that observation to the test as he rips that bottom side.
Thurston's starting to lose a little bit of time, gaining back some of that time on this lap, running a little bit higher, trying to arc the corner on the exit a little bit more. We'll see that time 25.139 versus a 25.112.
Yeah, Thurston's getting desperate now. He's running that top, trying to build momentum. But whatever momentum he seems to get gets cut off by Hyder able to run that bottom. But here's Thurston with a big dive into turn 3. Cautions down the speedway once again.
Oh, it's the 71 Collins gets turned around.
And once again...
Oh, he hit the wall and wrecked himself.
Third wreck of the night here for Corbin. First one was because of his brakes. Second one was because of contact with Trafari. And this time he has some pretty good damage there on the 71. Let's take a look.
Yeah, just got high. Flipped the wall there where the safer barrier is and that.
Yeah, he was racing with Aiden Robertson here for position.
Ooh.
No contact or anything of that nature. He just makes a mistake. And, oh my God, that was good driving there from Corbin. Could have easily hooked Aiden around. And he actually prevented himself from getting a lot more damage from that by immediately locking it down. Good stuff there from Corbin. Great car control. But unfortunately, what was a really good race has just gone from bad to worse to terrible each and every time.
Yep. As the night just goes on, he just finds himself in worse and worse spots. He's minus 23 to the cut line, so a good day today would have been huge for him, but he's still 12th place, but could have been a lot better.
And well, we had a really good first run here, Levi, and it is just, it has turned into what we thought it was going to be. Now, everyone's coming in here for a fresh set of tires and a splash of Sunoco Racing fuel. And everyone's back up and running. A lot of drivers staying out here this time to go ahead and get their laps back. Hyder first off pit road. Trouble on pit road for James Thurston as he loses a spot here to Aiden Walker. Walker now runs in second. Thurston third. Trafori in fourth. Jason Marshall in fifth. Moreno in sixth. Jeremiah Brooks in seventh. Warren in eighth. And then ninth is the guy that started in 34th here tonight, Daniel Botting in ninth place. A great clean run by Daniel Botting so far.
Yeah, he's gotten up through the field very well. See if he can make some more work with some
And
of these
keep in
drivers.
mind here,
Walker.
Levi, remember last week he was 11th. And he got
Mhm.
involved in that wreck with Dylan Fox at Chicago, and that killed it. We thought that his playoff run was over, and he's putting on a much better run here tonight, especially considering all the trouble his drivers are above him have been having so far here tonight. It's looking like he can get back into contention very quickly.
Where's the field? There's like 9 cars.
Oh, they're all wrecked, dude. Everyone's catching up now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, look at everybody. Everyone's right now trying to repair their damage, trying to get the waiver out, get back on the lead lap. That's the kind of games that turn up here.
We're gonna have a new face battling Thirst or a hider for the race lead here.
And it's going to be Aiden Walker, and we're back underway, and a good jump there from Hyder, and even better jump from Trafari as he's going to push Hyder down to turn 1.
Wide. Oh, they were 3 wide for a second there with Marshall, but he backed out. Very smart move to back out there. That probably would have ended bad. Walker's still fighting on that inside lane. We'll see if he can make anything happen here to get clear to the race lead.
Walker eking ahead here on Hyder, the first time that Hyder has now pulled away off a restart. Walker sideways coming out of turn 4, and now he's going to get swallowed up here through the middle between Thurston and Connor Trafari, and contact again between Thurston and Trafari. Once again, the two get together, and now Thurston falls back as now he gets swallowed up from Moreno and Jeremiah Brooks.
That was insane. He just stimped it in there and doored him. That was wild.
Yeah, that was just a big dive there from Thurston. He'll have to blame himself for that one. As now it's going to be Jason Marshall going for third on Aiden Walker. Walker falling off a cliff now as he cannot keep up. Marshall on the inside. Walker on the outside. They'll be even down the back.
And down into 3 and 4, they're still side by side. Almost a little bit of contact down the back straightaway. 3 car on the bottom and a slide up a little bit. Contact.
Oh, and that was a big tightness there from Jason Marshall. Had to back out of it. That will allow Walker to hold on the third. Here comes another dive here from James Thurston, trying to recover from the contact as he's on the inside of Jason Marshall.
Yeah, you have to imagine his tires are probably a little bit overheated, so it's going to be a little bit harder for him to work his way up through the field. Here comes the 87 on that bottom lane, too. A little bit of a stack up here.
And now single file, finally a bit of time to relax. Not for long, though. Thurston now on the inside with a big dive into 1. He loves making those dives. Down into turn 1, he's going to pinch Marshall. Coming out of turn 2, Marshall's now intimidated. Continues to hold on, fighting for position. Thurston on the inside, Marshall on the outside, trying to clear. Just about. Not enough, though. Marshall continues to fight.
This needs that extra edge. He cannot get it. Just so close to slide up a little bit, almost a little bit of contact there, and through 1 and 2.
Oh, he's going to turn him!
Damn.
Thurston and Marshall into the wall. Don't know what that was all about. He just dumped Jason Marshall. And we've seen this before here, Levi, from James Thurston. When things get heated, when things don't go his way, he's willing to dump you. I just don't think that he was probably the person he should have taken that out of. I mean, that was just a little silly. That was silly in my opinion. I mean, what are you doing? Here's James Thurston on the inside. I mean, he's not doing anything. He's just running his line around the top. And maybe he misjudged it. Maybe he was frustrated. I'm not particularly sure. But, you know, he just comes up off the corner and just dumps him.
They were mad at each other over the radio, both pretty upset, obviously, but I don't know. Thurston, was trying to defend himself, and I don't understand. That was completely on him. Just came up and turned him for no reason. So I don't know what Thurston trying to defend himself for.
Yeah, I think that's just very silly. I don't know what you're doing all that for, but I mean, he's just dumped him. I don't know what else to say. We'll take another look at it here. And we'll get a little bit of a better angle here coming out of turn 2. But again, I mean, he just dumps him. I mean, there's really not much else to it. I mean, James Thurston just dumped Jason Marshall. And I'm confused why he's doing that to him. I mean, Jason didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you can make an argument about Connor. I mean, Connor came down a little bit there on Thurston, but even then, Thurston came way up. and two big pieces of contact with James Thurston. Surely he'll be sent to the rear for that. I mean, that's just silly, but
He was. Just got an EOL, and
yeah.
I don't know. Really interesting there. Just stupid. I wish everybody could hear this argument that was going on. That was kind of funny. They were both yelling at each other to go fuck themselves.
I mean, I don't blame it. I mean, Jason Marshall just got dumped. I mean, I don't blame him one bit. We're going to be coming back to the restart here with about 10 laps to go. Aiden Walker, AJ Hyder, then Moreno, then Brooks, and Landon Warren. And once again, because of those two guys getting knocked out, this causes a ricochet effect. Now, Daniel Botting is trying to get a top 5 finish.
No, look, we got other contenders in here. Landon Warren, Connor Bolheis.
Here's a fun fact, and I believe this is true about Daniel Botting. I might be wrong because I went through their stats earlier. Daniel Botting has been at the Cup level since Season 4. He has never scored a top 5 finish. He's trying to...
Even in Roblox.
Even in Roblox, never did.
That's sad.
He's trying to change that here tonight. We're coming to the restart here with 13 laps to go. Hyder and Aiden Walker. We saw Walker hold off pretty good there on Hyder last time. We'll see if he can do the same this time as we come to the restart zone.
Green flag, green flag.
Pretty bad restart from that top lane. Again, the 87's going to get to the inside of Walker here.
3 wide near the
there in
back. Moreno trying to go for more as into the wall goes Blackstone, and now Connor's around.
Shafari gets dumped.
Oh, we got more
Lily
trouble.
Involved. Man, you were just talking about it. Botting trying to get his first top 5. That might be over now. He just got tagged in that.
And a wreck for Connor Trafari as well. That's not what he needed. Again, he's only about 8 points to the good coming into tonight. With all of his competition wrecking, this was supposed to be a perfect night for him. Now he's in the trash heap as well.
Yeah, entering tonight, plus 12 to the cut line. Exiting tonight after this wreck, he might be below and on the outside looking in, heading to a super speedway next weekend.
That's all Daniel Botting's fault. He hits the wall way high, and then everyone's trying to avoid him. Contact with Marshall and Trafari. Nothing they could have done, and that's wreck after wreck for Jason Marshall. And right at the end as well, Lily gets a piece too, along with Daniel Botting.
I think that's going to probably be the end of the night for the 3. Got some big rear suspension damage from when he ricocheted off the wall back into him. What happened with Botting and Lily here?
They just got loose off each other.
Yeah, they both hit each other. See, after all this, though, Lily might get a top 10 out of this.
Yeah, which all things considering how awful the last 2 months have been for Lily, I'm sure 2 wrecks in a top 10 he'll happily take. And after all that, Botting's still in 9th. He lost 3 spots out of that. That's just how crazy this race has been.
We've just had a crazy race here at the end of this thing. As per usual. Chicagoland will be the only normal race.
And that was conveniently the one where I wasn't there for it. I had to go take a work call for the last 40 laps. That's why I didn't say anything. Thankfully, nothing happened. We're going to be coming back here with 9 laps to go. Hyder and Aiden Walker will be wheel-to-wheel once again. Moreno is in 3rd. How about Landon Warren in 4th? This has been an awful season by far. All due respect to Landon, but this has been his worst season in ASCA so far. He's been here since the very beginning. Finally having some good momentum with a top 5 finish would do wonders for him. And hey, if anything happens with Walker and Hyder, you might see him in victory lane here in just 9 laps time. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We know how crazy this race has been, and we'll see how crazy it continues to get all the way to the very end. AJ Hyder, Aiden Walker, what feels like the millionth time are going to go back to green together. We'll see how they fight it out here for the win. Green flag. Walker tried to jump the restart and had to back out of it.
Yeah, really bad restart there since he started to go, but Hyder didn't go yet, so he had to back out, like you said. Now the 87 cleared to second place. We'll see if he could run down Hyder for the race lead. Contact Bolhuis in the wall.
And that's put Brooks up into third. Now Walker trying to fight after Moreno. Moreno trying to go after Hyder, but he doesn't have the pace. Now it's going to be to the inside. Crossover move by Landon Warren on his good friend Jeremiah Brooks into turn 1.
Oh, Bolhuis up out of the wall. They're side by side here for 5th place, or 4th place.
Brooks kisses the wall just a little bit. Bolhuis on his bumper. Landon Warren with a dive into turn 3. Sideways goes Warren. Right in front of Bolhuis. We're going 3 wide.
Almost 4. That was really close. 3 wide now down the front straightaway for 5th place. Bolhuis on the outside. He's going to get clipped sideways. The 71 goes. And he's going to save it.
In what's going to be a 4th wreck is now, there goes Blackstone into Servideo and Jason Marshall. A huge crash down the back straightaway. It's not over, and what was supposed to be a great points day for Daniel Botting has went up in smoke.
He was up on top of that 3 car, and then more cars piled in. Roldan got tagged in this, a Rebelo.
And this just continues to get worse here for these guys. Let's take a look what happened here. Into turn 2.
Well, I hate to say it, but
did he do the same thing again? He did the
this is
same
all
thing again. Yeah, again,
Botting's
same
fault.
for 2, and Marshall just digs into Botting's ass. Jesus Christ. And just puts him up into the air. Yeah, but Botting 2 for 2 with causing wrecks coming out of turn 2. Both times all deserved. Unfortunately, takes a bunch of innocent bystanders with him both times. Botting just not really knowing how to drive up at the front, causing 2 major accidents.
Man, Revelo's night just keeps getting worse. He was 20th and now pile into this. I don't really know where he was going. He had a bunch of other spots to go around this and avoid it, but he just drove right into the 11 car. And
I feel bad for Servideo. Servidio's been getting better every single week. I remember he was bottom of the board early on in the season. He really has been picking it up. Best qualifying ever to 21st coming into tonight. Was running inside the top 10, and he gets caught up in someone else's mess.
Well, Hyder will have a new challenger on this restart. Ethan Morono. I believe that's how you say his last name.
Yeah, so his full name is Ethan Fonseca Morono, which is certainly
I'm not saying that middle name.
Yeah,
I will just say Ethan Morono.
Well, it's Moreno. First.
Moreno.
There you go. Yeah, but Hyder has had a lot of challengers. Here's a rookie right here, Ethan Moreno, coming here on this restart. First time on the front row. We'll see what kind of action he can put up here on this restart. The rookie trying to get his first ASCA Cup Series victory. But so is everybody up here in this top row, all the way back to Chris Lilly. Jeremiah Brooks, Ethan Harrison, both looking for their first wins at the Cup level as well. Brooks has one D2 win to his name, Season 5 at Kansas back then. But that was a long time ago. Now he's at the Cup level trying to make something happen. We'll see what happens here on this restart, as we're going to be coming back here with a 3-lap dash to hopefully decide it.
This needs to be a good restart here from this 87 on the top lane. And this 51 needs to give him a good shot here so they can stay equal. We've seen the top lane not be able to get going here on the restarts. And that's going to be the key to beating Hyder here.
And let's see how they settle it here. 3-lap dash to go for it. Hyder is up and away. Green flag.
Pretty bad restart for the top again. The 51 getting split 3 wide with Ethan Harrison.
3 wide all the way back to the end of the pack. Walker inside. There on Moreno. Down the back straightaway as Hyder gets away.
Hyder's, starting to drive away. Walker and them looking at the outside lane. Look at Ethan Harrison all the way up there.
2 to go.
2 laps to go. Hyder, who's pretty much controlled this whole race, has gotten in the wall a couple times and has definitely struggled more than usual, is halfway down the back straightaway.
Connor sideways, holds on to it.
As he comes off of 4, it's going to be white flag. 1 lap to go from Rockingham for AJ Hyder.
And no competition. It's going to be yet again another dominant victory as Lily and Warren trade pay here for 6th place.
Down the back straightaway. Oh, the 22. Yeah, it's over.
Coming out of turn 4, AJ Hyder does it again. He's going to win at Rockingham in the paved dirt 140. And in the wall, Ethan Harrison coming across the line.
Yeah, lost a bunch of spots.
Harrison got passed by Ballheis right at the last second. And Hyder's going to do it again. I believe this is either his 5th or 6th win of the season. He's won half of the races so far as Jason Marshall runs through the back of Thurston after the checkered flag. That's Marshall showing his displeasure to Thurston after the race is over. Well deserved, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's awesome. You know what? Fuck the 96. He deserved that shit.
And let's go over the results here after 140 laps of action here at the paved dirt. That is not, nope, that's not the right button. There it is, perfect. Hold on, I'm good at this, I promise. Ignore that green bar up there, I need to fix that. AJ Hyder wins the paved dirt 140. Ethan Fonseca Moreno brings home for his best finish yet of 2nd. Aiden Walker in 3rd. Connor Ballheis needed a good point stay. He gets a good point stay in 4th. Ethan Harrison in 5th. Chris Lilly with his best run really in forever in 6th. Followed by Landon Warren with his best run in 7th. Corbin Collins in 8th. Followed by James Thurston in 9th. And Jeremiah Brooks rounds out the top 10. Going through the rest of the field here, we got Aiden Robertson, Nicholas Budenblick, Jason Marshall, Nico Savidio, Daniel Bodden, Connor Trafari, Diego Roldan, Connor Berkey, Dylan Fox, and Aiden Arevalo. Outside our top 20 now, we got Jason Semino, Dimitri Mudros, Wayne A. Kennedy, and Christian Viscani, followed by Oscar Enriquez, Robert Eccleberry, Clinton McDonald, Quentin Haley, Aiden Smith, and Owen Chabinski. And through our final few positions, we got Van Drugman, Logan Sully, Garrett White, Ethan Moses, and Jacob Mitchell. And with that, let's go ahead and head on over to Santa's Workshop for our post-race coverage. Levi, can you say something real quick? Okay, well, hold on. I gotta fix that thing before I do the thing again where I, start
you interview someone and they're not talking?
Yeah, exactly. So my bad, Wayne, I did not realize that you made a separate camera for Rockingham that wasn't in the folder. My bad. I'm sorry.
Also, I want to get a word with James Thurston.
You know what? If you want to talk to James, go ahead. We're waiting on the rest of the top 3. James, Levi, take it away. I know you have stuff you want to say to James.
Well, we obviously know Jason Marshall is very upset with you. We've definitely heard the displeasure over the radio and on the track. What do you have to say in defense and just, everything going on out there today?
I don't know. I really don't know. It's just he shouldn't have even been near me. I mean, he wasn't near me all race until he got a yellow. I mean, I don't mean to sound like an asshole, because I know I do, but just this, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I need to be careful with my words, but I'm starting to just hate oval racing. Honestly, it's just, when it plays out, I love it, but just cautions and cautions, it's not really racing,
Mm-hmm. Well, we need to talk to our winner, AJ Hyder.
All right, let's go ahead and bring on AJ. Another victory, Hyder, another victory, but it didn't start that well. Bad qualifying effort there for you. What was your plan to get through the field?
Bad qualifying? I mean,
for your
I wouldn't call it. I mean, I guess for me it's bad, but it's not too bad.
If you're not pole, then it's not a good qualifying effort, AJ.
I'm not really a qualifier, Gavin. I just
says the guy that has multiple poles. Yeah, okay.
I don't have that one lap speed for maybe end of the race, maybe, but for qualifying it, not really. No, but overall though, I did like the setup. I really did. I wanted more loose setups, and I'm glad we actually got a loose setup like this. It was really fun to manage it at the beginning of the race, and yeah, it was. I was hoping it would just go green, but we love our late race cautions. I mean.
Oh yeah,
I know Connor and I know, and Connor and I'm pretty sure Ethan Harrison. They were on a different strat. They were trying to catch back up to us with like that last caution. I think Connor got on a wreck, and Ethan was just stuck like in around 6th. But yeah, we were able to hold them off, and yeah, looking forward to the next one, I guess.
And AJ, at this point, I just have to ask: is there anyone in the field that can stop you at this point?
I mean, if their luck turns around, because like really a lot of the time these guys just get into wrecks. I'm somehow like one of the only guys left in the race, but yeah, if they stay there at the finish and like we get another late race yellow, and there's no cutting that out.
And you just have fun and be like, no one could take me. I'm the best driver in the motherfucking field.
Well, we could have had that, but Clint McDonald said otherwise.
Oh.
So basically what AJ just said is, fuck you all suck my cock. That's what he just said, live.
Yeah, AJ, talk your shit, let your nuts hang.
Unfortunately, Moretto, I don't think is interested in interview, which is fair, but Rookie gets his 2nd place finish here tonight. Good run there from Moretto there. But let's go ahead and talk to Aiden Walker. Aiden, you had just a decent night. No trouble, no nothing. You ran consistently inside the top 5. What do you think you were missing to match Hyder's speed?
Just overall pace. I mean, I was just a little bit off. This is an okay track for me. It's never been great. It's kind of like you said, it's just there. So, first of all, Levi, are you going to K1 tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay, we will see you there.
No.
Come
on, you won every race.
No. But yeah, overall, pretty safe race. I mean, I'm just trying to change the way of momentum right now and things, which definitely have started to get that momentum back to where I would like it to be and things. So just being a little bit more consistent in things is very helpful. Tonight wasn't as great as nights, so overall, it was just there. I mean, good points today, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. Congratulations, Aiden, on the 3rd place finish. Once again, showing to be one of the more consistent drivers here in the series.
Thank you.
All right, Levi. Final thoughts after 140 laps here at Rockingham.
Well, it was definitely an interesting race and a crazy one there at the end of it. We had a good run there in the middle portion of it. Got exciting. Unfortunately, Wi-Fi went out.
People started ruining it. Yeah.
Yeah, we had some cars, lift off. We had Garrett A. White going upside down. We had the 13 of Quentin Haley almost going upside down. So
I think
air traffic control having a busy day here.
I think that James Thurston should get into more fights. I think it's fun when that happens.
Oh yeah, because
like when Connor and him hit, I was like, oh boy, here we go. Connor and James are gonna wreck each other's shit again. And then here comes Jason Marshall to make his presence known. And you know what James said? James fucking dumps his shit. And then after the checkered flag, Marshall dumps his shit back. I'm like, yes, I love fighting. Yes.
Yeah,
I love fighting.
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's way more exciting than whenever AJ Hyder gets into it with somebody, because AJ Hyder, you're like the Chase Elliott of this league. You're way too humble.
I have an idea.
You need to let your nut tank some.
So I think, here's the deal, this could totally happen like every race. I think the next time that James is on a restart with Hyder, like side by side, just hook it to the left. Just wipe his shit out. And then get on the radio and just be completely oblivious about it.
James, what do you want to say?
Here, bring him in.
I don't know.
Bring him in.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go over some battle tactics for next week.
Let your nuts hang. Come on.
So
what do you want to say?
So next restart. Next time you're side by side with Hyder, I need you to do me a favor, okay? And I have 10 bones. I'll give you 10 bones, 10 gold doubloons, if you could do this for me. I just need you to hook it to the left.
I don't know. That's not really the way that I like to race.
Hey, you say that, but
He's locked in. There's nothing wrong with it. He's locked in.
It's okay.
I mean, the thing with Marshall was completely just an accident on me. I just was being terrible. I mean, I didn't mean for it to happen. I didn't mean for that to happen at all.
Well, who said it had to be on purpose? You could just accidentally dump height or shit.
Yeah. I mean, it was about to happen if we could have just ran some green damn laps.
On purpose.
You know, I was right on his ass, and we had to get another yellow, so they kind of ruined the race.
Well, with that being said, we're going to end the broadcast here. Where are we go? Hold on. Stop everything. Where are we going? Where's the schedule? Where is it?
We're going to Dega, baby. We've got some plate racing.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, my God. Okay.
We're
All right, well, I guess we'll